Shefty 26, and also the long-awaited return of Irish Boozehound, aka Clifton Hodges III.
Yeah, we're going to be doing a movie review of Grease. Oh wait, wrong movie.
Come on, man. Yeah, we're here today to bring you Dunkirk, and which was written and directed by Christopher Nolan.
That's right.
And this does take place in World War II, which I'm sure you probably know by the trailer. And was this actually any good? Yes, this was a very good movie.
Very surprisingly, there was a lot of mixed reviews. We were checking other YouTube subscribers and see what they said about it, and they had basically a question mark on this movie. So going into this movie, I kind of had that notion, well, it's either you're going to like it or you're not going to like it.
Yeah, either hit or miss. Mm-hmm. And right now, this movie was good enough. So
very intense.
Very intense situation scenes in here. This movie was PG-13. It wasn't rated R, so you're not going to see the violence like you are going to see in Saving Private Ryan. Because that movie was
definitely not anywhere close to this movie. No. Does it have the potential of winning 5 Academy Awards, including Best Director?
Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably in picture.
It might win Academy Award for Best Picture because like he said, it was really, really good. It's not rated R, no blood and guts. This one, I think this one is. Yeah, this one's rated R.
That's rated R right there. That's Private Ryan, especially the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Christopher Nolan did want to make an attempt at Spielberg's work. You know, everyone knows that when it comes to World War II movies, this is the man right here to beat. So
yeah. So do we get the plot? Yes, we got the plot. The plot of the whole movie is just them trying to get the hell out of there, before the Germans overrun them.
Yes.
And the acting was good in this movie, and there's a lot of faces that I really didn't recognize.
I did.
Yeah, he did. I may not know everybody in this movie, but I will be showing them and displaying their names here on the screen, so don't worry about that.
It's like we were talking about this going into the movie. A lot of these actors that are in this movie are British actors, or some are German as well, surprisingly. So you're not going to have any names that pop out at you and like, oh, I'm going to go see this movie because this person's in it. It's not one of those movies. No. You can't go into this movie thinking that it's going to be this all-star cast. No.
No, just a lot of young people and a lot of officers. I mean, there are a few people that I recognize myself. But the acting in this movie was very good. They didn't really say a whole lot in this movie. It was more about the intense situation, what was happening.
Now, me and David did see this movie in 70mm. Now, I don't know the difference between regular or 70mm. It's kind of like that whole, when Peter Jackson was doing his Hobbit movies, he was filming in that 70mm or 48mm. Yeah. So, not sure. I know it has something to do with the film reel. I'm not an expert in that, so you can probably...
I guess basically try to make it look more realistic or something like that.
But we did, keep in mind, we did see this movie in 70mm.
Yeah, not 3D, because we don't know if it was worth it in 3D or not.
This movie is actually not available in 3D.
No, it's not. Okay, then don't check it out in 3D. Save your money.
But, yeah, if you want to see it normal, it'll be fine and normal. Again, I don't know the difference between normal and 70mm.
Yeah. But this is a must-see. So right now, this was the quick little review. And in the end, I honestly thought it was very good, based off a true story. And I gave it around 4 World War IIs out of 5. I
actually agree with him this time. I give it 4 out of 5. There was, again, some slow parts. I did find myself, movie slowing down too a bit, or... a scene would happen, and then shortly after the scene ended, it'll rewind and show that scene again from a different perspective. I've seen that in other movies, but this movie, Nolan kind of did that a lot. But some of the parts of the movie worked out. Others, you're just like, man, they just added more time. But not enough to really crucify the movie. 4 out of 5. And actually, David mentioned it earlier when we were leaving the movie. Great music, by the way.
Yeah.
Whoever did the music score of this movie,
it's spot on.
Yes,
it's spot on. So we say we can wrap up the review and just move on to spoilers, because there wasn't too much on the review. Unless you want to say something else.
Spoiler.
All right, here we go.
This guy did not know Tom Hardy was in the movie until the very end.
I had no idea. I did
idea. I recognized his like face from the trailer when he had his mask on like this.
Maybe because he sounded like Bane.
He didn't sound like Bane. This is actually, in my opinion, this is Nolan redeeming himself for Bane by putting Tom Hardy in this movie. Great job by him. I mean, he really, really popped out. For me, I think one of his scenes was the best in this whole entire movie.
Yeah, Tom Hardy played the Air Force pilot in this one. And he did good. He took down a lot of German planes up there.
Yes, he was flying a Spitfire, which is the pride and joy of the British Air Force. But what really, really stood out for me, and it was actually one of his favorite scenes, if not his favorite scene, was towards the end of the movie, he had a choice. He can either return back to England because he was running low on fuel, or he kept looking at this bomber in his mirror, and it was getting ready to bomb a destroyer.
Yeah. He was taking out a lot of boats and stuff for those.
He had this intense moment. It's like, do I turn back or do I continue to fight, knowing that I'm about ready to run out of fuel and my two wingmen have already been shot down? What does Hardy do? He
said, screw this. He said, screw it. I'm going to go save these men. They need my help right now. And he does. He takes care of all those those German pilots, man. He did a very good job.
Until that moment, I mean, everything was back up against the wall for these guys because, like, what we're saying is this movie is like an escape movie. I mean, all it's all about is these guys trying to make it off of the French beach and just going back to the home in England.
Yeah.
But this movie does take place at the heart of the World War II. I want to say around 42.
Yeah, this is before the United States actually joined.
Yeah, this is before the United States got there, but this is when Hitler pushed all of the Nazis towards the English Channel. So this is when England was retreating.
And even France, because they did have French soldiers in this one.
Yes, even the French were trying to get away, but ultimately we know how that plays out because the French surrendered.
Yeah.
But back to what I was trying to get at was Tom Hardy, really, really good in this movie. Keep an eye on for him.
Even though his face is covered up to the entire movie, just like in The Dark Knight Rises. But anyway.
Can he get an Academy Award for this? Possibly.
He could be nominated at most, but I don't see him winning it.
No. Nomination? Yes.
Now, this is very good. A lot of tense situations involves some of these guys actually get on a boat, and then the fucking German U-boats will come in and launch torpedoes and sink a bunch of boats. And they show the cameras down below deck, and the room would get filled up with water so quickly. All these guys would be stuck against the ceiling trying to breathe, and they're fighting each other just to make it towards the exit. And a lot of guys die because they drowned, and it was very tense. I'm sitting there trying to hold my breath, like, it was a very intense situation. They show this a lot.
There was actually one intense season where they find this half maroon boat on the beach. They all run into it and get into it, and they're all sitting there just waiting for the tide to come in so they can go out and sail. And the Germans end up either hearing them or they just see the boat and they don't take no chances, and they start shooting bullet holes in this. So then they realize, well, we got to get rid of somebody. Turns out that one of the main characters of this movie, and one of the ones that was helping the English guys escape, turned out to be French.
Yeah, he just wanted to get out of it because the French are going to be left behind while the British are going to be saved, because they said that like towards the beginning. When the guy's, sorry, but no French here, this is all British, so y'all have to turn around and go, and the French are blah, 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 blah.
And actually, come to think of it, he only said 2 lines in the whole entire movie.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't even know the names of the main actors in this movie. I really don't.
But they did a fantastic job for being, I imagine they're very big in England. We probably just, us Americans.
Yeah, we just don't know about it.
But, yeah. They did a fantastic job.
And all these soldiers, they're trying to get off the damn beach because there's no destroyers, nothing to take them off. So they decided to call on the civilians from England to go over there, and they did. And they answered the call right away.
You know what's funny is just like you thinking of it from the start of the movie to the very end, how many different times that they were trying to escape. They went on that medical boat.
Yeah.
They went on that little.
They went on a medical boat that gets sunk in by a torpedo, and then they get off that. Then they go back to the beach.
Back to the beach, and then they go onto that big ship that got torpedoed at night.
Yes.
Then they go back to the beach, and they go onto the life
They go back and forth.
It's just. How many times did they try to make that attempt to get off that beach? Is just remarkable.
They can't get a break, basically, and they're tired,
they
exhausted.
Never gave up.
No, they didn't.
No.
No. Either the pilots, because everybody all had a hand in this. The civilian boats coming, the soldiers on the beach trying to help each other, and then the guys in the airports. I mean, Air Force. I'm saying import. I don't know why.
There was actually an Easter egg in this movie. He never caught it. I'm surprised he hasn't even said it yet, but I've caught it. In one of the scenes when you see all those little lifeboats all coming towards the beach, and then you start hearing the cheers. If you look at one of the boats' name, it says the New Britannic. Is a reference to the Britannic, the sister ship of the Titanic, which was a medical ship that was sunken during World War II by an Italian U-boat, I believe, or a German U-boat. She lies at the bottom of the Mediterranean. But I just thought it was a nice reference to...
I had no idea. Thanks to Clifton for if you ever met everybody an educational person that's on my channel. Very good.
Yeah. But yes, you'll see it. It says the New Britannic. It is the sister ship of the Titanic. She had 3 sisters. I keep forgetting the third sister, but yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. Yeah, and there was like over 400,000 soldiers on this boat, and they all get off. And of course, Tom Harding's character, I really don't know his name, but he does land on the beach safely because he runs out of fuel, and he ends up getting captured by the Germans. They don't show what happens to him, though.
You know what's funny is actually when he ran out of fuel, you just see him flying over the beach like this, and people are just looking up like nothing.
They see the prepare of not moving.
All of a sudden, out of nowhere, you got 2 ME-109s coming in to do another scraping run.
Yep.
With him out of fuel, he turns around and shoots one of them down before he has to bail.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really cool. Like I said, Hardy was an integral part of this movie.
He was a key part, yeah, big time.
And then, like he was saying, he completely ran out of fuel. His landing gear was not wanting to open it.
He had to do it manually.
Pumping. Finally, the gear came down. He landed. Yeah. And then basically what the British were taught to do is shoot a flare into the airplane so the enemy doesn't steal it.
Yeah, steal their plans or their model, or try to take ideas from them, basically, which was smart.
It's actually what Hitler did with the T-34, the only tank that he ever feared with the Russians. He repainted them as Panthers.
Yeah. So it was very good. But this whole movie, they didn't show like this to introduce people with the credit scene at the very beginning. It just showed Dunkirk.
But Dunkirk will not compare to my favorite movie of war.
Private Pile.
It still has one of the best endings I've ever seen.
Very good ending. Full Metal Jacket is a good movie. I recommend checking it out. If you haven't, get it right now. You can find it on Netflix. You can find it on TVs and movies, or you can find it in stores really, really cheap, or on Amazon, anywhere. This movie's available in any way.
Same with Private Ryan. If you haven't seen this one, this is actually a really great movie. This has an all-star cast. Tom Hanks, Matt Dillon, even Vin Diesel. This is one of his very first movies.
Mr. I Am Groot himself, yes.
Yes. It's actually one of the very, very few movies where I'm not going to spoil it for you. I'm just going to leave it open. But check this movie out. One of all-time Steven Spielberg's best. That pretty much wraps it up. Like and subscribe to this guy.
Yeah, for everybody, I want everybody thank you for being patient with me for making these movies. I have more movie reviews coming out soon. You know, we have Thor Ragnarok. You want to check out Atomic Blonde or Baby Driver or The Foreigner with Jackie Chan and Pierce Brosnan.
I'm actually, yes, when we're talking about this, during the trailers of this movie, there was Stephen King's It, which actually looks very awesome.
It's going to be a two-part. It's going to be two-part again, just like the original, so I will see that one. To compare it to the original.
Tim Curry did an awesome job as a clown, so I'm kind of curious to see who they chose to be the clown. Also, yes, The Foreigner with Jackie Chan and Pierce Brosnan. It's from the director of Casino Royale, so that movie looks pretty awesome from the trailer. Don't know if it's going to be any good or not, but there's also The Snowman with Michael, what's his name?
Michael Fassbender.
Yes, Magneto from X-Men.
I don't know about that one. It's more of it's a serial killer going around killing people, cutting people's heads off, and they're trying to figure out who did it and why, and who's the next target.
He just leaves like snowman heads on the bodies.
Yeah.
But there's some pretty good movies coming out. Yes, my top movies must see this year is going to be, of course, Thor
and Star Wars.
Star Wars
is going to be huge. I'm going to have a bunch of people here. We're all going to whip out our lightsabers, and we're going to see which Schwartz is bigger. Okay.
Okay.
So everybody, this is that's what's coming up right now. And I want to thank everybody for watching my video. Remember, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we will all see you again next time on Chef D's 26 movie / spoiler reviews. All right. Thanks, everybody. Peace.